Tuturu o whiti whakamoa kia tīna. Nice. Haumie, huie. Awesome. Now, just for shits and gigs, is there anyone in here that's name is Tina? No one? How about you? What's your name? Shan? Shah. Nah. Not going to work for me today. Kind of look like my mum, though. Her middle name's Beryl. I'm going to call you Beryl. Beryl over here. What about you? This man, handsome man over here. Dale? Nah. You're too handsome for that, Dale. Kind of remind me of my mate Tama. I'm going to call you Tama. Okay, so we've got Beryl and Tama. That is an example of how Aotearoa got renamed. This guy is one of the reasons why that happened. So in 1642, Abel Tasman, or in New Zealand you'd say Abel, showed up on his waka, came into Mohua, or what you'd call Golden Bay, sat there on his boat, saw the people that were on there, drew a little map, didn't get off his boat, jumped back on and went back 18,000 kilometres to the Netherlands. So him and his pals, the map makers, were making the map, and they noticed that it kind of looked like a little place called Zealand, which is a tiny little province there. Hence, New Zealand. And then this guy showed up. Now, there are many C words connected to this guy. But obviously, Uncle Ted was like, so I'm not going to say them. Anyway, this cook, he showed up and he took a step off his boat onto Aotearoa, and it began the colonisation of this whenua. Now, the thing with colonising a world like the British did is they aimed to control everything. It was the major weapon that they had. That weapon was being able to control the narrative of everything that was written down. That means their histories, everything, were done with a pen. Now, for a place in that time where most of the people were illiterate, it was a pretty amazing little tool that they had. And whenever they needed to stop, they would just say, "Scribe, stop, what are we going to write here?" Ticka, 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 ticka. And everyone believed them. Which takes me to this. Just because a European white man wrote it in a frickin' book does not make it truth. And it does not make it my truth. This is my truth. Anei a kupe me wana wāhine, a kura marotini. When they came here, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, before Abel was even a figment, they came to this land, and this was actually found by a brown Maori woman. And she said, "He ao, he ao, he Aotearoa." She saw a world, a land, the land of the white long cloud. This is my truth. Indigenous people's names, our histories, stories, knowledge systems, our whakapapa, our genealogy need to be acknowledged in this land. I thought I'd give you some comparisons to this, to give you some insight into our world. You have encyclopedias, we have mokopedia. Your encyclopedias have ink written on the paper. Our ink is engraved into our kanohi. It is adorned on our skin. You have libraries. We have our whare, our marae, our whenua. All of that knowledge is ingrained within the land and carved into our buildings. You have your walls filled with books. We have our tukutuku panels woven within our walls. You have your hard drives, your pen drives, your computers, your internet. We have haka, karakia, motiatia, waiata. These are ways we pass our knowledge down through the line. And even when not you guys, even when they tried to hack our hard drives, burn our whare, kill our people, take our land, we were still able to keep our culture and those knowledge systems going. And the reason is because we have our own cloud. And our cloud are our tupuna. It's our rangatira, it's those leaders. And whenever our hard drives go down, we plug in, and all of that kōrero tuku iho, all of that waiata, all of that mātauranga is brought down, and we are the vessel of that knowledge. That is how we pass our knowledge down. It is whakapapa. Now, I like to kind of give people a lot of insight into our world. That's why on my legs, I have Te Ao Maori, Te Ao Pākehā, written on both legs. That's how I see myself, constantly standing between these worlds. Our worlds coexist, side by side. You might not be able to see it, but it holds our truth, our history, our story, and it is bound by whakapapa. Now, I saw this, a mate told me this one, and I thought it'd be interesting to give you some comparisons. This, if I was to hold this and it was a 6, you would see a 6. If I gave it over to you, some of you would see a 9. Now, in some people's minds, they'll only see the 6. They might know that the 9 is there, but they only want to see the 6. A lot of open-minded people will see the 6 and the 9. And most of you in here have little dirty minds and probably stop doing this. I had to do it. But when I see this, this is what I see. He koru, he piko piko. This is our world, te taiao. This is my truth. Now, I'll leave you with this. A friend of mine used to always say to me, Hori, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space, bro. But with my work, I'm like, why don't I do both? So I take risks, I provoke stuff, but I also take space. And I take that space because it was taken from me and my tupuna and our people. So I'll leave you with this. It is risky of you to make the assumption that Maori and all indigenous native people of the world won't fight for their culture to be recognised and acknowledged in their own land. They will fight for that land. Ka whawhai tonu mātou. Nō reira koutou. Tūtaro whiti whakamaua kia tīna. Tīna. Haumie, huie. Kai kie. Tēnā koutou.